Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. Hope you're doing well. It's the start of the week. It's either Monday or Tuesday that I'm gonna upload this video. So I hope you had an awesome weekend. And we're back on it, right? Back on it, making sure that we're hustling. Okay. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about inspiration, motivation. You know, how do I keep myself going? What you can do? What are some of the strategies you can use to push yourself forward? Okay. I've done a few videos recently and I've gotten some really positive feedback. A lot of people are like, man, Aaron, you're so inspiring. I don't know how you do that. And even one person asked, like, where do you get your motivation from? You know, have you always been such a positive person? And I wanted to address that because I think it's pretty important, okay? You know, when it comes to building a business, if you're an online entrepreneur, you're thinking of doing this, you're thinking of building a business, and it's very, very important to be positive, okay? Because if you're a negative person, then you're not gonna make it, man. I mean, I'm just sorry, but you know, in order for you to break through walls and just break through boundaries and obstacles, you have to be positive. You know, that's the only way. Now, can you learn to be positive? Absolutely. You know, this is a learned skill, all right? Don't think that if you're a little bit negative and you've got a lot of sort of baggage because of your history or your circumstance, don't think that, you know, that's going to be a problem, because some of the people that I know that have broken through came from the worst backgrounds. You know, they were drug addicts. You know, some of them were put in prison. Some of them had a really bad home life. They came from broken homes. They had a lot of debt. I mean, some of the success stories that I've heard in this industry, in home business, internet marketing, I mean, it is just incredible. Okay, so understand that it doesn't matter where you come from, okay? It doesn't matter what country you come from, what language you speak, whether you're, you know, Chinese, Indian, Malay, Hispanic, white, you know, American, Scottish, Australian. It doesn't matter, okay? Whether you come from a broken family, whether you went to jail before and now you're repenting, or whether you come with a lot of baggage mentally, you know, maybe you were a very shy person, or maybe you're very negative. It doesn't matter, okay? What matters is what you do now, okay? What you do right now to help yourself to get into the place where you can move forward and have a lot of success in your business, all right? And so the question was Aaron, have you always been this positive, and you know, what did you do to actually get there, right? Well, the truth is that I would like to think that I've generally been quite a positive person, okay? But have I always been this positive, like the way I am now, where like I have absolutely no doubt about my abilities and how I always, you know, I'm kind of the glass is half full kind of a guy now? Was I always like that? No, absolutely not. I was never like that, okay? I was definitely not a negative person, okay? But I was definitely not like, yeah, we can make this happen no matter what, we're gonna figure it out. I was definitely not that kind of person, okay? So what did I do to get there? Well, there were a couple of things that sort of worked in my favor, okay, that allowed me to get here. First of all was what happened to my family back in 1997. I think some of you already know this story, but I'll kind of condense it really, really quickly, you know, so that you understand where I'm coming from. So a lot of it had to do with my background, and my upbringing, right? So I come from a traditional Asian family, right? So I was actually born in Jakarta. A lot of you don't know that. I was born in Jakarta because my dad was working there, but I'm originally Malaysian. My mom is from Hong Kong, so I'm a little bit of a mix, right? But essentially I'm Chinese. Live in Malaysia, born and raised, came from a middle income family, and in 1997, my dad basically lost his entire business because of the Asian financial crisis, okay? And so we went from a middle income family to really, really struggling. Basically, I almost didn't finish school. I almost didn't finish university because we couldn't afford to pay the tuition fees. And so that experience, basically, you know, it was like a slap in the face for me, okay? Because I had it pretty good up until that point, and just the thought of not being able to finish university was a big deal, especially for someone who comes from an Asian family where education and doing well is very, very important to us, okay? Now, I'm sure it's important to many cultures all over the world, but here it's a big deal. If you don't get your degree, it's kind of like, whoa, what? You didn't get your degree. It's not like the West where, you know, you can become a professional bricklayer, or you could be, you know, you could start like a plumbing company. I mean, that we don't do that kind of stuff here, okay? You're either a professional, as in you're either, you know, white collar, you're either a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, a banker, or you're nothing at all. It's really weird. Now I know that's really sad to say, but that's just the culture that we're brought up in here, okay? And so to not have that piece of paper, that document that says that, you know, you got a degree, you're a little bit screwed, you know what I mean? And so that was kind of like a slap in the face for me, and it was like an awakening, and I'm like, okay, that taught me a lot about hard work and how I can't take things for granted, and it made me work even harder than I know. You know, I had a pretty good work ethic already, but that just like, that turned it on into overdrive for me, okay? And that was the stage of my life where I was like, there is never, I never ever want to be in a situation where I have to put my family into that position where money is going to be an issue, okay? No matter what it is, whether that's, you know, wanting to travel well, live well, or being able to put my kids through a good universities and stuff like that. I didn't ever want that to be a problem. And so when I was 17 onwards, that situation that happened with my family, it just sort of changed the way that I looked at life, and the way that I looked at success, and how I looked at money and the importance of hard work, okay? So I was lucky in that sense that I had that opportunity to go through an experience like that, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that because of that situation, I not only worked hard, but I started looking for ways to make more money. Okay, because I understood that corporate was great, and initially all I wanted to do was, you know, have a corporate job and do well and make lots of money, and, you know, just keep moving through the ranks and stuff like that. But after a while, I realized that wasn't the way to go, because, you know, what's the point of doing well if you don't have time to spend it with the people that you love, or if you can't, you know, have time to do the things that you really, really want, right? So like travel the world and, you know, have more than 1 month per year off to go on vacation, right? So I started doing a lot of research on, you know, different ways, you know, investing money, starting businesses, and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of how I started, you know, going down the lines of how to improve myself and how to, you know, find out how to generate more income. And so I got very much into the self-help sort of you know, niche area, okay? How do I improve myself? How do I improve my skills? How do I improve my mindset, right? And so I started reading a lot of books, okay? That's actually what happened. I started reading a lot of books. I started investing in a lot of programs that would teach me how to change my mindset, okay, how to go from negative to positive, how to go from you know, someone who thinks about the glass is half empty to someone who thinks the glass is half full, okay? And also, you know, a lot of it goes back to gratitude, right? You know, because obviously it's a journey. Yeah, you know what a lot of people don't understand is you don't go from broke to rich in an instant. It doesn't really work that way, okay? It's a journey. It's going to take you some time, okay? And you have to understand that in order for you to become this powerful entrepreneur, this powerful promoter, you have to earn the right to become that powerful person, okay? It doesn't happen instantly, right? You got to go through the ringer. You know, you got to earn your stripes. It's just like when you're in the army, you start off as, you know, you know, a recruit, and then you slowly work through the ranks. You become, I don't know what the ranks are, right? You become a private, you become a lieutenant, a corporal, you know, a captain, a general, all that stuff. You got to work your way up, right? And so the same thing goes with understanding how to generate a lot of income online and becoming a powerful and successful entrepreneur, right? You have to earn the right to do that. And so you've got to make a lot of mistakes. You have to fail a lot before you can actually get to a certain level where you're like, aha, now I've finally made it, right? And so I understood that, and you know, I knew that I needed to get my head straight, which is why I, you know, started investing in a lot of these sort of mindset programs and stuff like that, right? And one of the things that they talk about a lot, like I already mentioned, is gratitude, okay? And gratitude for what you have today. Okay, and I've spoken about this in some of my videos before, but this is the reason why I'm also very, very positive, because it's not just about thinking about the future and where you want to go, because that's important, right? You need to, you know, project yourself in the future and say, hey, okay, this is what I need to do today in order for me to get to where I want to go tomorrow, right? So you must have a plan. If you don't have a plan, if you don't take action on that plan, then you're never going to get to where you need to be. But also remember that because it's going to take you some time to get to where you want to go, you've got to have the right mindset and gratitude today to stay sane, all right? To mentally stay sane and solid so that you can last the amount of time that it's going to take for you to become successful. Does that make sense, right? Because if you're unable to balance your mindset that way, then you're just going to be very upset every time you hit a roadblock, and every time you fail, you're just going to be like, oh, this sucks, I'm never going to be able to figure this thing out, and you're just going to quit. That's basically what happens to a lot of people. So the one way that I stopped myself from quitting is I thought about the things that I had today that I was already grateful for, right? So if you think about it, right, you might be thinking to yourself, man, I'm in the worst situation in the world. You know, maybe you're born in, I don't know, you could be born in Asia, or you could be born in South America, or maybe, you know, you were in a situation like me where, you know, you had a very bad family situation where it caused you to have a lot of money issues, right? And maybe you're in a lot of debt or whatever. I don't know what your situation is, but, you know, I know that there's so many people out there, and there's so many different stories, you know, of pain and struggle, right? And I don't know where you are, but it might be pretty bad. But here's the thing, right? You must always remember that your situation can't be that bad, okay? There must be things about your life that you must be grateful for, right? So for example, what were some of the things that I was grateful for? Well, I was grateful for the fact that I actually had a really great family, okay? Or I have a really great family. I've got an older sister and a younger brother who are awesome, okay, who are so supportive, okay? I also have a wife, and who is my girlfriend. I've been with my wife for 14 years now, right? We dated for 10 years before, and then we've been married for 4 years. And for pretty much because I've been online for 9 years, right? For pretty much most of our relationship, right? She has seen me gone through this entire transition of trying to, you know, build this business online. And so for the first, you know, 5, 6, 7 years, she was extremely supportive, but, you know, towards year 7, 8, she was just kind of like, you know, Aaron, where is this thing going, right? But for the most part, she was very, very supportive, okay? And so that, I was very grateful for that. I was grateful that I had her, and that I had her support, and you know, she understood that I had to put in a lot of time, and I couldn't spend that much time with her. And she was very, very supportive of that, because she knew what I was doing. She knew that I was putting in the work to provide not just for her, but for my family as well, and for my future family, because I don't have kids yet, right? So that's the plan, maybe next year. So I was grateful that I had her. I was also grateful that even though I live in Malaysia, right, I was lucky enough to have gone to good schools where I was able to learn to speak good English, because not all Malaysians speak like me, okay? Again, it has nothing to do with other Malaysians. I'm not trying to put them down or anything, but for me, that's something that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the fact that, you know, I've got running water, and I live, you know, I've got a roof over my head, and I've got food every single day. I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to get through school, and I was able to get a decent job that allowed me to get a decent pay, that allowed me to put money aside every single month to invest in my business, right? So there are all these little things that I'm grateful for. And even though it was a real struggle for a long, long time, you know, to answer that question, how did I stay positive? Well, it was gratitude. You know, it was gratitude that I you know, the way that I look at it is that a lot of other people all around the world probably have it a lot worse than I do, okay? Even though it took me so long to figure it out in my business, the life that I was living was still considered very, very good, okay? And so that's what you have to do. You have to look at your life, and you have to think about, you know, where are you right now? Okay, fine, maybe there's a lot of things that suck, okay? Maybe you're working 2 jobs, but honestly, the fact that you're in an English-speaking country, Okay, because most of you guys are, maybe not all of you are, because what I found is a lot of my subscribers on YouTube, not all of them are from English speaking countries. Some of them are from, some of them are from Africa, some of them are from, Nigeria, some of them are from, Zimbabwe, some of them are from Hong Kong, some of them are from China. I get a lot of non-native English speakers that are watching my stuff as well. Some of them are from the Middle East, some of them are from South America. But here's the other thing, right? Just the fact that you have a phone or a laptop and an internet connection to even watch this video, okay, tells me something about you. It tells me that you've got enough money to afford a phone and an internet connection. Think about all those people in Africa that don't even have money to put food on the table. Now that is challenging, okay? So if you have to be grateful for anything, it's that, okay? And if you're thinking to yourself, well, Aaron, I don't have enough money to invest in your programs, or I don't have enough money to invest in this business to figure it out. Well, listen, that's just a fact of life, isn't it? Right? That's the fact of life. I mean, a lot of people don't have money to do anything, let alone start a business. Remember that to get into business, you need to have seed money to invest into business, okay? So if you're thinking about starting an online business and you have no money at all, that means you don't even have money to put food on the table, then you've got bigger problems than starting a business. You shouldn't even be thinking of starting a business right now, okay? It's the wrong time for you, all right? So what you got to do is you got to do whatever you have to do in order to build a pool of money to then invest in your business, okay? Let me give you a perfect example, all right? Now, when I first started, before I started my online business, I wanted to start a restaurant business, okay? Now, if you want to start a restaurant, you need at least 300,000 US dollars roughly, okay? It was about 1 million ringgit at that time, okay? I needed 1 million ringgit to start my restaurant business. Now, did I need all of it? No, not really. I needed at least a quarter of it, okay? A quarter to like a fifth of it, which I had at the time because I was saving a lot of money, right? And the rest of it, I had to borrow it from the bank, okay? That's how you would start a restaurant business. Now, if you didn't have that money, you would never even consider starting a restaurant business. Is that correct, right? So if you're trying to start an online business and you have no money, don't start an online business, okay? You shouldn't even be thinking that way, right? And so I don't know why it is that people think that just because it's online, they can start it without having any money. Now, obviously, this video is kind of, is going into a different direction now. It started with the whole positivity thing, and now it's going into a different direction. But I need to say that because a lot of people just think that just because it's online, that they don't need any investment money and they can just start it from scratch because, they think they can do it for free. You can't build your business for free, okay? Let me be the first internet marketer to tell you that, okay? You cannot start an online business for free. You can't start any business for free. Okay, let me ask you a question. Can you start a restaurant for free? No, you can't. So why do you think you can start an online business for free? It's the same thing. Okay, it's exactly the same thing. Whether you start it online or offline, there are certain tools and resources that you need, right? You need the kitchen, you need the doors, you need to renovate the premises, you need the menus, you need the food. Online, it's the same thing. You need the traffic, you need the tracking system, you need the sales funnel, right? You need the autoresponder system, right? You need the hosting, you need your website, you need your blog. All that stuff costs money, guys, okay? So just understand that it does require money if you want to start a business. So if you're in a place right now where it's not the right time, then don't start the business, okay? Go out there, work hard, get a second, third job, sell some things online, maybe put on your credit card if you really have to do that, okay? But what you want to do instead is you want to be grateful for the things that you have. Okay, so coming back again to the whole positivity thing, you got to be grateful for the things that you do have, because the fact that you can, eat 3 meals a day, I think that's pretty damn good already, okay? Because there are a lot of people in the world, millions of people who are starving, okay? Who are starving, who don't have access to the internet, who can't buy clothes to put on themselves, okay? That don't have mobile phones, that don't have access to the internet, they can't watch my videos, all right? So the fact that you can do that means that you can do something about it, okay? So if you can do something about it, do it, All right, now maybe you can't do it this week, maybe you can't do it next week, but maybe you can do it over a period of time. Okay, so don't be in a rush. All right, if you're ready, take action. Okay, if you can't, then bide your time. Okay, it took me 8 years to figure this thing out. I didn't do it in my first year, but did I quit? Not really. So the question is how did I stay positive? How did I stay, the course? How did I stay motivated? Well, a few things. It was the way that I was brought up, number one. I understood the value of money and hard work, number two. Number three, it was my why. My why and my dream was big enough to keep me going. Okay, and my dream was that I wanted to be able to provide things for my family where I didn't even have to think about it. And I didn't ever want to be in a position where money would ever become a problem ever again. Whether that was sending my kids to the right schools, putting food on the table, living a good life, okay? And so that was my why, that was my dream. And so if that's big enough for you, then no matter what, you're gonna figure it out. That's it. That's it, guys. It's just about your why. And to keep you sane while you're going on that journey, it's about gratitude, okay? It's about being grateful for the things that you have today, because I promise you that there are lots of things that you have in your life right now that you can be grateful for, okay? You just have to think about it, all right? And that's how you go from a negative person to a really, really positive person. It's like things, it's little things, and I know this video is going really long now, but I'm gonna wrap this up really quickly. I'll give you one last example, okay? I used to be the sort of person where if I got into like a car accident or like a fender bender or whatever, I'd freak out. I'd be like, oh man, this is crap. I'm having the worst day in the world. This is shit. I can't believe I got into an accident, blah, 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 blah. That was me like early on in life, okay? The me now is so different. If I get into a car accident, I'll sort the car accident now, and then I'll think to myself, I'll be like, well, honestly, it could have been worse. I could have died in that car accident, or I could have flipped the car over, or it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I got into a fender bender and I've got to take an hour to sort this out, but I'm alive. I didn't get injured. Nobody got hurt. It's completely fine, right? So it's the way that you think, okay? You got to flip your mindset. So I'll give you a little tip, okay? Every time you see yourself freaking out, you got to pause for just like 2 seconds, okay? Take a deep breath and just think about, actually, this situation could have been a lot worse. And actually, the thing that just happened to you, it's actually not that bad, okay? And when you do that, when you practice that all the time, you start to just kind of think like that all the time. And that's how I look at life right now. I'm always, the glass is half full. It's like, man, Facebook shut my account down. Shit, that sucks, but screw them. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get another credit card. I'm gonna try it from a different IP address. Oh, you know what? Screw Facebook. I'm gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna do solo ads. I'm gonna learn SEO. I'm gonna do blogging. I'm gonna write more articles. I'm gonna do more videos on YouTube. Just figure it out, I'm not gonna mope. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Facebook shut my account down, I'm gonna quit. That's how I used to think, but I don't think like that anymore, okay? And neither should you, because remember that you're gonna hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. It's just normal, okay? So listen, I hope you enjoyed this video, okay? It's gone a little bit long, but if you want to know, that's kind of how I've been able to stay in the game for so long, and so that's what you have to do, okay? It's a mindset shift, okay? But once you understand how to do it, it becomes really, really easy. It becomes second nature. So listen, let me know what you thought of this video. I hope you got some value today. If you got some value, I would really appreciate some thumbs ups, okay? If you can do that, just hit the thumbs ups for me. I would love to hear your comments as well. What are you struggling with? I would love to hear what you're struggling with, and what are you going to do about it? That's more important, okay? It's not so much about your struggles, but what are you going to do about your struggles to turn your business and life around, okay? And listen, if you want to spend a little bit more time with me, all right? I would love to help you figure this thing out, okay? If this is the first time that you're watching my video, or you're not even subscribed to my newsletter, then you can get access to it by clicking on the link right below this video. I'm going to send you a series of videos that's going to teach you how I built my business online, okay? And I hope that that's valuable to you, because I literally distill it into 4 videos, very detailed videos, that's going to teach you in this style, okay, how I actually did it. And I hope you enjoy it. So this is Aaron Chen. Take care, have an awesome week. I'll speak to you very soon.